Hello everyone and welcome to Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. In the news, an investigation by the Sulphur Springs Special Crimes Unit officers into the suspected possession and sale of methamphetamine by a 50-year-old Sulphur Springs woman resulted in an arrest warrant being issued for Stephanie Lynn Padron. The Special Crimes Unit said that they were able to make several purchases of meth from the woman during their investigation. Special Crimes Unit Sergeant Joe Scott and Sulphur Springs Police Officer Tyler Francis made the arrest Monday at 5:24 p.m. at a local apartment complex. The arrest marked the second time in a week that Padron had been jailed on a controlled substance charge. Back on May 15th, she was charged with possession with intent to distribute more than 4 grams but less than 200 grams of a controlled substance. She was released on $30,000 bond on Saturday. After her second arrest on Monday, Padron was charged with manufacture or delivery of more than 4 grams but less than 200 grams of a controlled substance. Bond on that second charge was set at $45,000 on Tuesday. A new truck to replace one that burned, a new maintenance position, and routine budget amendments were among items the Hopkins County Commissioners Court were asked to consider approving at their regular Monday meeting. County Treasurer and Veterans Services Officer Danny Davis gave an update on services he helped procure for veterans last year. And Brad Johnson with the Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op presented a resolution to the court regarding future rail accessibility. The new maintenance position approved by the court will be for a person who will take care of maintenance tasks for all county buildings as needed. A county truck that caught fire was considered a total loss by the county's insurance company, and the county was awarded $9,165. Those funds will move into the Precinct 2 Machinery and Equipment Fund to help with the cost of replacing that county truck. Paris Junior College had 450 students graduate Friday evening with a certificate or associate's degree. The 94th spring graduation for PJC took place at Noyes Stadium. Graduating students ranged in age from 17 to 63. 42% of the graduates were male and 58% were female. They represented 38 different Texas counties, 9 different states, and the foreign countries of Zimbabwe and Japan. 42 of the students receiving an associate's degree will be graduating from high school in the next 2 weeks, according to PJC President Dr. Pam Anglin. John Altman received the Distinguished Service Award, PJC's highest student honor.
There are 10 contestants for the Ms. Hopkins County Senior Classic Crown. That pageant will be held on Saturday, June 1st at the Civic Center Ballroom at 6 p.m. Admission is free for you to attend, and I hope that you do attend and support these ladies. This morning we're going to meet 2 contestants, Valerie Ross and Nancy Bolton. Also, Jan Massey was scheduled to be here. We'll see her at the pageant.
Nancy, start off and tell us a little bit about your year.
Well, I've not been in the pageant for several years. Since it's been about 5 years, I guess, since I entered.
But you often come and sing for us.
Yes, I'm always there in support of the ladies and help them. But actually, to enter the year that I was going to enter, I broke my knee, and so I was unable to. But this year, I'm entering again in honor of my sister, which I lost in December. So this is just kind of to honor her.
And your sister was some of our royalty.
Yes, she was, I think, one of the most favorite queens that Hopkins County has had, Claudine Fielden.
Mm-hmm. We remember her with love. And what about you, Valerie?
I was in, this would be my 4th or 5th year in the pageant.
Okay.
And I'm doing something different this year for my skit, which is, I think I do something different every year, but I'm doing a comedy skit.
Okay. Any hints on that, or do we just have to be there and see and hear it?
It is the character Maxine.
Okay. We'll find out all about Maxine on that night of the pageant then. I know that for you to continue wanting to enter, that this has a certain appeal to both of you.
Yes.
So, Valerie, tell me why you like to enter the Ms. Hopkins County Classic pageant.
Well, the first year, like a lot of women, Karen pushed me into entering, and I had no idea what to do. And so I entered, and it was a lot of fun. The next year, I was in the hospital. I couldn't enter that year, but I've been in every year after that. And it's just fun, the camaraderie with the other women. Seems like I've met new women every year, and I think we have one new one this year.
We do. We have a new one coming on, and I hope we'll get to meet her this week during our interview week that we set aside for that. Well, tell me now, the first year you did a demonstration on plants?
No, I sew, and I designed a cover for a hanging plant basket. You know, the plastic ones you buy like at Walmart. And I designed a cover to go over it to make it look more pretty.
Yeah.
And I designed how to put one on a basket. Okay. After I showed them how I designed it, and then showed them how to put it on the basket.
I remember that so well. We were still over at the church on League Street. It's the Nazarene Church.
The Nazarene Church,
which we have changed locations for the last couple of years. So I remember that, and that was your first talent that you wanted to demonstrate. Last year, you went into a skit with song and dance.
Yes, I did a Roaring Twenties skit and the Charleston.
See, this pageant is helping us all along. And then you want to come back this year and you've got something even different for us in the talent portion. What about you, Nancy? I know you have a history of real love for this pageant.
Oh, yes, I have. And like Valerie, the first year that I entered, once I even talked to Karen about it, it was just like, done deal. But I have met so many wonderful women, made friends that I'll have for life. And it's just so much fun. And I have seen this pageant change women's lives. It helps women to know that just because they're getting older, they don't have to stay in the recliner, sit at home. It just gets them out. And go ahead.
You mentioned a lady that this very thing happened to.
Yes. When I first met her, she was overweight. She was in a wheelchair. She couldn't walk. And now, since she's been in the pageant many, many years, and won actually this past year as the Miss Texas Senior Queen. And she is now out of the wheelchair. She has a life. She does use a walker some, but it changes people's lives. And that's the beauty about it.
This is true. Now, there are some other senior pageants going on, but we're associated with the Senior Classic pageant. Mm-hmm. And it's really run by a small core group of people. But their interest is in getting women to come out of their comfort zone, as we have said often, and kind of let yourself shine.
Right.
Just because we're over 60 doesn't mean we can't do that.
It's really changing the image of aging. there's so many senior people out there that have so much knowledge that can be shared to the younger generation, and where else can it come from?
Well, I have to add talent to that too. Of course, we can cook and sew and do all the things that we've had to do in our lives, and work and bring in an income. But the talent portion, you said your relative, we love her, Clydine, and she, the late Clydine Fielden, she had such a wealth of talent, and she was quite elderly when she entered.
Yes, she was 87 or 86, I think, when she entered, and 87 when she passed away.
She had such a face for, it was a dry sense of humor, but her presentation was hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyone who saw that will remember her. Now, you are two of our 10 contestants for this year's pageant, set for June the 1st, Saturday, June 1st, 6 p.m., and in the ballroom of the Civic Center, like we were last year. But there are 8 more ladies. This morning, Jan Massey was supposed to be here, and she has just completed a long time of support for her family and a family member who passed away. Funeral was just this past Sunday, and she's kind of getting back on her feet, and that was her son-in-law, Kelly Tomlinson. She will hopefully join us for the pageant, but she just couldn't be here this morning for the interview. But we'll look to see beautiful Jan Massey also returning as a contestant. What can we say about Karen Weatherman?
Oh, she's wonderful. I mean, she does anything and everything for these ladies, for as a matter of fact, for all senior citizens of Hopkins County, Sulphur Springs. She's a winner.
She is a winner.
Yes, she is.
I don't think Sulphur Springs realizes the jewel that they have in Karen Weatherman. No one could do what she does for the senior citizens.
I think she does a lot of what she does on a small budget. She manages somehow to get everything lined out that she plans, and she's so modest and kind to everybody. She's never overbearing. She will try to talk you into entering the pageant, though.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
What other type of experience maybe you've had attached to the pageant that you carry on with you through your life?
I would say probably that you don't realize, like we were saying, that it brings you out of your comfort zone, but you don't realize what you can do. I've had a different talent every year. In the first year, I told Karen, I said, I don't have any talent, and I've sang, I've danced, and done skits.
You have. Do you think that you being in the pageant impresses someone else? Let's say maybe a girl in your family or someone else that you know. It maybe has a lasting impact on them?
Yeah, my daughter-in-law really enjoys, hearing about the pageant. She came last year, and she's coming again this year, my daughter-in-law and son, grandkids. And so I think it's almost like she can't wait till she turns 60, and she's barely over 30.
Well, we will have to keep the pageant going so she can enter when it comes her time. I just love the fact that ladies can present themselves so regally, so beautifully, graceful, beautiful gowns, and you don't have to have an expensive evening gown.
No. The first year I entered, I won Best Evening Gown with a gown that I bought for $20 at Goodwill.
All right, then.
So.
And, talent's something we have to work up. And your philosophy of life, this really reveals about the person.
Right.
So these are the categories of judging. We'll have an MCs. We've got special talent there. We've got just a way to make ladies feel like queens for that evening, and somebody's going to come out with the crown.
Yeah.
Mary Ivy will have to turn hers over to someone on Saturday, June 1st. We're getting very close to being out of time, but if there's anything else that you would add, inviting people to come, how much does it cost?
There's no fee.
It's free to anyone who wants to come.
That is a lovely thing in itself right there.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So bring folks and give us an audience to perform for.
Right. And people will enjoy it. They may not realize that until they come, but once they come, I believe they'd come back again.
We will look for everyone in our audience on Saturday, June 1st. Thank you, ladies, for coming in. Valerie Ross and Nancy Bolden. I don't know your contestant numbers, but we will find out on the night of the Ms. Hopkins County Senior Classic Pageant. Thank you both.
Thank you, Enola.
That's Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. Thank you for joining me, and so long, everybody.